You are now listening to the Project Kuwait. Where we stop at nothing to bring you the right facts on health, fitness, and psychology. Featuring some of the world's most experienced professionals. So you can learn, live, and live. With your hosts, Meg, Dr. D, and Mehdi.
Everybody's opening a food company. And it's like the price is really low. Like, let's say lifestyle package goes like 120 KD. Right?
Wow.
So
wow.
But it is no chance you can serve a good quality food and proper amounts of calories with this price. So it's like I said, it is what it is, you know. I do the macros for you. I just do the nutrition part because I'm not really involved anymore into the quality, you know. And I was all about to give my idea, like when I started, you know, it was all idea to give it for the people some little bit true quality, something better quality. Some people would say it's impossible. Some people would say it's a lot. Some people would say it's nothing. It's a warm-up. Like, let's say, like, when I'm in a good shape, you know, why my warm-up is like 1 minute skip, 10 burpees, 10 rounds, 100 burpees, 10 minutes skip, I'm warm.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
And for some people, they would die.
All this and more in today's episode.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of The Project. And in today's episode, I'm bringing the ever controversial and awesome Caveman Kuwait. If you don't follow him on Instagram, this guy is the bomb. He brings up real life topics that everyone should kind of follow and adhere to. Talks a lot about cleaning up our ocean. I mean, every day you seem to take your dogs out for a walk. So, I mean, dude, what's your background, man? Give us a snippet about you.
Oh, like basically, like, I've been involved in sports probably like most of my life, you know. So since I was maybe 6 years old, you know, I started judo. So Sambo. But I never got like into like some professional level. But I always been doing, you know, just on and off for myself. So I continued judo and Sambo probably since I was a student, and yeah, probably since I left Lithuania.
Oh, wow. All right.
But it's like on and off. Then later, like I got into bodybuilding. You know, that time was like really, you know, it's like that time bodybuilding was wow. Like
Yeah.
So like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you're watching movies, you know, Terminator and Rambo and stuff like that, and it's like you flexing biceps every day.
Yeah.
In the gym, like a biceps nearly every day.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, so kind of, but like, and a lot of moving. So like when I was a child, so basically like my childhood is a little bit different like when we see like from now on, you know, for kids, you know, it was no PlayStation, it was no computer, it was no mobile phones. It was an old radio, you know, where you listening to news or whatever. My grandmom listening to news, and TV's like only like, you know, 6 o'clock, let's say it's a movie, and that's it. And kind of, thank you.
Sorry, man. I forgot to give you water.
worries.
Do you want coffee too?
Coffee is always good, yeah.
Ah, shit, dude. I brewed a pot. Later on, all right. I brewed a whole pot, and I was like, shit, I forgot to ask the guy if he usually my wife takes care of that. I'm
because,
sorry, man.
like, if I'm going to drink coffee now, I'm going to get too excited, you know.
Dude, that's what we want, man.
But I don't want to end up in a desert, you know.
Yeah, no, me and you both, dude.
All right. So,
you know the rules of the Project Kuwait.
So,
no religion, no
yeah.
politics. Those are the
so
only
keep
two
away
rules.
the coffee for a while.
All right, we'll do that.
Later.
We'll do that, man.
So, yeah, and it's like I grew up actually in a village. It's like first, okay, so I used to spend my school time, you know, in a bigger town, but like most of the free time and holidays and for whole summer I used to spend in a village where it's like 3 kilometers around there's no house.
Yeah.
You know, so like when you look like, let's say I brought Gemma, I brought my girlfriend to Lithuania, so I showed a museum. It's like that's like Lithuanian traditional house, you know, but that's where I used to live.
Yeah.
So like all our tools, our playground used to be trees, forest, and you know, like barefoot, you walk 5 kilometers on a rocky road, you know, to get some candy, you know, wherever. And candies used to be always on. Like my grandmom used to keep them locked, you know, and unlock once a month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like you wanted something sweet, you climb the tree, you get the apple, you wait. Beers already.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool, you know, and you hear the sound, you know, the chicken make an egg, yeah. And then all the kids were running for the egg, who's gonna get first, and you get cook an omelet.
Oh man, that's
So
awesome.
yeah. So
That's
like,
awesome. Well, it's at different times. I mean, even me, I grew up outside. Like my mother used to have to fight with us to come home at the end of the night. Whereas today, and we've increasingly seen kids not moving as much, and now we're seeing adults not moving as much. Diabetes is picking up. You know,
big time, yeah.
you have all this. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about today, or that we talked about, was the whole fad of diet foods, food companies, meal prep companies, what goes on in the kitchens and what happens. I worked in fast food for a few years,
Oh,
so I know the shit that goes on there. What about with meal prep
I
companies?
don't think so it's any better,
Really?
It's like how I call, it's funny because like in Kuwait, is hygiene is very important, right? So, but that's cool, hygiene is super important and that's amazing because at least you're not gonna get food poisoning or diarrhea.
Yeah.
But the point is like how I say, like most of is ISO certified, right?
Which is the ISO bullshit.
ISO certified. We are so cool. Look at this. That's the highest standard. But what is it? Like basically, it's ISO certified dog food.
That bad, huh?
Unfortunately, no, it is some companies doing quite a really good job, but I'm not. We don't mention the names, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it is like one company I truly respect. We do keto stuff, and we do now. I see low carb, so because they probably have a big, people asking like for meals, for like you say power. If you are a power lifter, if you're Olympic weightlifter, or so you are CrossFit, you need some carb, and some.
Yeah, no, 100%. Now, let's talk a little bit about food quality. Okay,
Ooh,
let's get into the quality. You are a meat eater. You cook a lot of steaks. I mean,
yeah,
I see that on Instagram. That's like your go-to meal, which is it's my go-to meal too. Like, man,
it's easy.
yeah, it's easy, and I eat steak like I eat meat like at least 4 times a week.
Yeah,
Chicken just does not sit well with me.
chicken is a weak bird. Yeah,
That's so true, dude.
he
But
can't even fly.
but here's my question, because you've worked in the food industry here too. Is there something in the chicken? Because when I eat chicken, my body just does not react well.
Yeah, of course it does not because like it's been grown on antibiotics.
And now, is this across most food companies in Kuwait or these meal prep companies? Are they serving us the best quality chicken, or is it most of
No
the time
way.
the Saudi frozen chicken?
No way. It's also like it's mainly all frozen. It's like you cannot survive other way. You see, the point is. So let's talk about the chicken itself. What is it? It's like a probably genetically modified monster. Most abused animal on the planet.
Yeah.
Which one since born, being injected and like whatever, feed it antibiotics because like there's no other way to survive for a chicken because it's like completely like alien environment. It's not an environment the chicken should live.
Yeah.
So it's like he never saw a daylight, he never saw a day, he never saw a grass. He been feeded by corn and soya. So like if animal like that's where is a problem, is like chicken and beef, and let's say beef is not good because cholesterol and blah bullshit. So it's just because it's very depends how animal being feeded. So like if the animal being feeded basically on artificial fed, or it's like or soya, corn, okay, starch. So it's like grains, it's like specifically grains, and it shouldn't be like it's grass, maybe some insects, whatever chicken can find naturally. So that's beautiful chicken, nutritious and healthy. But then you eat that stuff, it's like, so first, yeah, when chicken grew up, yeah, he grew like environment was like he never saw daylight. So free range, by the way, when we say a free range, what that means, so it means free range is out of cage, right? And see the daylight, right? But the rules to get the free range certification for a farm, it is to have maybe like let's say 4 square meters area where is a sun is available.
Oh my god!
And the rest
yeah.
is farm is like
Yeah, I've
chicken
heard
never
of that.
saw the daylight in his life. So it's like to survive for chicken in these conditions need antibiotics because he would die. It's like would get the viruses and everything. So like basically every time you eat chicken, non-organic, yeah. But organic is a questionable as well.
Oh, organics question mark. I question organic.
yeah.
Organics, like now, yeah, it's very ish with the organic. It's very ish with the organic because what I've understood about some meat companies and some chicken producers that they will clean out their stock,
Yeah.
and then they'll adhere to the organic rules. but within the same type of chicken stock or whatever, or the beef stock. So they're not really doing anything. They're just kind of.
It's all money.
It's a
It's a
facade.
profit.
It's
a
facade.
profit.
Yeah.
It's like all about profit. Like probably in the system we have these days, probably you wouldn't survive otherwise. You probably it is a possibility, but like you have to work your ass off. So basically, so chicken, right? So like you're getting, when you eat chicken, you're getting a nice amount of antibiotics, like mild, but you always get. So think about like when it enters into your stomach. So like it kills your natural gut bacteria and all the stuff. So it's like destroys your microflora. So it's like a microflora is basically is everything. Your immune system is part of your immune system, part of your digestion. Because like mostly it's not like only your liver and kidneys and your organs and stomach responsible for digestion, but like more kind of bacteria, which one like separates and process and ferments and digest nutrients, micro or macronutrients. So like antibiotics is like dropping a nuclear bomb inside
so
you,
true, dude. Yeah.
So it's like poof,
yeah,
nothing. So it's like constantly you're just taking. So another thing is painkillers. You get the painkillers.
Yeah.
You get antibiotics, and you get hormones to make sure chicken grows super fast. So, but of course, like it is kind of when chicken is ready to go, it's ready to chop. It's kind of not that much, but it is like that's why there is a joke, in Kuwait, anabolic chicken, right?
I mean, it's like everything else in this country. It's hopped up on steroids if you're in a gym.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, because when I eat chicken, personally, I feel like shit, man. Like I can't eat chicken anymore. My body has this inflammatory reaction to chicken when I eat anything more than one chicken breast in Kuwait. If I go outside of Kuwait, if
go
I
to Georgia,
anywhere I go, I go outside of Kuwait, I feel great when I eat
your
chicken.
stomach
I'm fine.
is happy.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Anything you eat here, you get pregnant.
Oh,
right?
100%, man, with the chicken.
Yeah, but that's, like, that's mean, like, let's say 70% of Kuwaiti people, and like, not only Kuwaiti, but foreigner people living in Kuwait, it's like you end up with a kind of IBS, irritated bowel syndrome, because like you're constantly irritating that.
Yep.
Constantly killing a microflora. And it's like, and what is like people looking, they're looking for the best price. I was like, that's a good chicken. It's like, that's cost so cheap. And I was like, that's amazing. And I mean, they have no knowledge. So of course we're looking at the price because we're educated to kind of scale everything and to measure by price, by number. Or they would be calories or money or amount or length, or time. Everything is number.
Let's talk about calories, okay? Because I tried 2 meal prep companies here in Kuwait, and they were of the biggest names, I would say, or have been the biggest names over the last
10 years.
No, like last year or so, since I've been into the whole scene. Because I always did my own meal prep, cooked for myself, did my own food, everything usually. And it just sometimes it's the one thing you don't have time for, especially with work, gym, and everything. And it's the one thing I try and take off my plate. I tried it. Now, one day I was served, they said I would be served, about 2,000 to 2,300 calories a day. I got my chicken, or I got my meal one day, and literally it was like a half a kilo, if not a kilo, of shredded chicken with like sauce on top of it, and then like a bunch of other things. I looked at my wife and I go, there is no way in hell this is 2,300 calories. And I weighed it, and I forget how many grams it was. But when I calculated on my Fitness Pal, it turned out the food that they gave me for that day was 3,500. So there was a 1,200 calorie difference in what they gave me. Are they measuring? Never.
Mostly.
So what do they do?
I mean, it is a company's probably measure. It does measure, but you cannot measure exactly. No chance.
Do they do it on a scale, or do they do it by spoon?
I'll show you how. Like the chef, is in the kitchen. He's responsible for packing. He puts like here a presentation. He puts like, all right, okay, let's put few spoons. Oh, rice are cheap. Yeah, let's put more. Yeah, okay, chicken is expensive. Yeah, or shrimp is expensive. Salmon is expensive. Yeah, let's put few pieces of salmon. And chef looks like only until a representation, and it's like, I've seen that all the time, and it's like basically now I've been involved in 2 kitchens, right? It's the chef is the one, doing your calories by the eye, it's not exact. Like at the beginning, let's say when we did, the company, so yeah, we used to measure.
Yeah.
And I was just a decoration on a Christmas tree, like after long, inland of the company. So I was like, yeah, just looking that, okay, I just cannot change anything, that's the way they wanted me to go,
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. But yeah, it's not really, and there's another point, you have to understand it's a business. So like,
Sorry, one more question for you. I've seen the insides of some of these kitchens too, and I mean, I've seen how they operate, the operational procedures, and the operational cost, their margins. I mean, they're making a killing. They are making a killing on each meal and not providing the quality or the service that we're looking for. Now, are these chefs qualified to actually do this, to actually make and prep these meals? I mean, they don't measure, we know that, but are they even qualified to prep
no,
meals for athletes?
mostly not. No, for athlete, are you kidding me? Like chef never. He's like, okay, let's say, okay, we don't want to talk about nationalities, also, right?
We know, yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not the chef's
So
fault or where they're from; it's the man running the business.
yeah, exactly. But the man running the business, like he is trying to compete with like 40 companies in Korea of food now. Like it's like everybody's opening a food company. And it's like the price is really low. Like let's say lifestyle package goes like 120 KD, right?
Wow,
So like
wow,
it is no chance you can serve a good quality food and proper amounts of calories with this price. And people, still like, they buy on this price. They think, yeah, 120 is fucking awesome, But it's like, if they would know, because we don't know, if they would know what they're eating, like, oh my goodness, like, basically, yeah, the chef is not qualified at all. Yeah, like, there's another point what I really gave up, and like what I really was sad about, because like, for me, food is like something important, something like what is you become, right? So something what you eat, you become, and it's like this is what is energy kind of comes, in, and this is what it's all about, Like first thing, we should. I think it's a human right, to eat a good food and drink a clean water, right? And those people, they don't respect the food, The owner itself don't respect the food. He has no idea what is it like CrossFit or let's say what is it athlete, what is a personal athlete, even they don't like it, it's like, this fucker eats, so much, and they eating like that and grams and everything. I hate that, that's what we say. The chef itself, like, he just don't care, he just want to go home, finish the job. And the flavoring, yeah, so is another thing. Like, let's say, all the flavor, like in the most of the kitchens, done by chemicals.
okay.
Whatever chef cooks, it is like, let's say what is a company like my English is not my native language, so sometimes my spelling could be a little
No, you're good,
disaster.
man. You're good. Don't worry
But
about it.
like Knorr, I think, yeah, magic.
Canola
No,
oil.
canola. The oil, that's a separate talk, So,
Yeah, we'll talk about
so
the oil.
let's finish
definitely.
up with the flavoring. Yeah. So the flavoring, let's say you get the yellow rice, right?
Yeah,
It's a saffron rice. Yeah.
yeah.
Saffron is not even 1% of saffron in that.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, because it's a chemical saffron.
Yeah.
It's a saffron written as like it's written as it is artificial saffron. It's a chemical. It's a basically yeah.
So they don't use real saffron. It's
Never.
It's the artificial.
The-
Really?
No, you wouldn't be able to survive. The cost is super high.
I thought they were actually using because how? So they're using artificial stuff.
Yeah,
They'll say saffron rice, but in reality, it's just rice with artificial.
yellow coloring.
Oh wow!
It's a coloring.
Wow.
So it's like whatever they do vanilla, yeah.
Yeah.
You get the vanilla flavor. It is artificial flavor. Artificially flavored. So all these little substances irritates your stomach, irritates your digesting tract, your immune system versus like autoimmune disease,
Yeah,
MS,
100%, man, 100%.
like multiple sclerosis and everything. And that's where it comes from, because like immune system becomes like a super irritated, so it's like it reacts into anything like,
Yeah.
takes so much, and when it breaks down, and start killing you because it goes against you, like because like immune system see you as an enemy because you are the one poisoning. So yeah, it's like mostly the most favorite stuff the chefs cooks is a Maggie or magic, like whatever.
Yeah,
but
Maggie,
chicken,
yeah,
like
Maggie cubes or
chicken
whatever.
stock, yeah,
Yeah, the
Okay,
chicken stock, the
yeah.
Maggie chicken
So
stock.
it is a 20 ingredients in the chicken stock, right?
Okay.
One ingredient is chicken.
Wow.
Yeah, the rest is
true,
chemicals.
Dude. That is true.
It's the chemicals, vegetable oils. Okay, so it is a MSG. So
Yeah.
like if I put MSG, what is it? MSG, it's a flavor exchanger, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like MSG is a monosodium glutamate. I
It's a
mean,
shitload of sodium, and that's one thing that
sodium
I
is a
saw.
big time. Yeah.
Oh, that's one thing that I saw when I was doing the meal prep company. My hands were just fucking swollen, and I'm like, "What the
Because-
fuck?" My hands only get swollen when I have a shit ton of
Yeah.
like sodium in my
It's
system,
like
and I'm carrying
like a
water.
boxing gloves.
Yeah, dude. So, and then when I stopped, like, I was like, all right, you know what? Let me stop. I gave my meals to my wife for the remaining 2 weeks.
And she got bloated also.
No, she was fine. Her
Oh, really?
body didn't react like mine. She's younger. She's 32. I'm 36.
See, we all different, you know. So like we are different level on or different way reacting to some negative factors, you know. So it's like some people, you know, like diabetes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like maybe we can eat same amount of sugar, you and me, and like and I will become diabetic and you not. You know, that's how much you can take it. You know, how much your body responds.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But like
100%.
why you got bloated, you know, and why you felt like swelling, because you see, like everything cooked in most of the kitchens and restaurants, not only in Kuwait, in the world.
In the world, yeah.
Yeah, so it is table salt. So what is it, table salt? It's a refined salt, right?
100%.
Washed off, yeah. And it's only kept 2 minerals. So like for it to make it to feel it's salty, yeah.
Yeah.
And it becomes a fantastic flavor exchanger.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
like it makes like a table salt is like a needle, like it's so harsh, like you know. So like for example, so like it's 2 minerals only, yeah. So like it's a natrium and sodium. Yeah. Okay, so like it becomes like as a flavor exchanger. That's why we do that. And the rest of the minerals, which ones in the salt, goes for a pharma industry. But what happening, you know, when you eat the salt, so it blocks the cell, the sodium. Sodium around floats. All right, so floats around and it blocks the cell. So like in nature and in a body, it naturally has to be like a full mineral spectrum complex, you know. So whereas like let's say Himalayan salt is you take or sea salt, you take is like let's say about 90 minerals, right? And like the table salt is contains 2 minerals.
Yeah.
So think about it like, and that gets out of balance everything. So there's no magnesium and no potassium. So like it's mean sodium, yeah, floating around. There's too much sodium and there's no balance in between magnesium, sodium, and potassium.
Yeah.
And there is no balance, the cell is locked. So the water comes in and cannot get into the cell. Because the magnesium and potassium is like a doorman in a nightclub. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, let's open. Yeah, let it in. So that's why we're getting a big, massive issues. Also, like the table salt, 40% is industrial chemical waste packed in.
Yeah.
It's like normally glass.
Oh,
When you
wow.
wash
yeah.
the table salt and the end of like, and the glass is gonna be glass.
Yeah.
Very thin glass. So that glass goes into the arteries, veins, capillaries, and it creates a massive inflammation. There is like where is the cholesterol comes. So the liver, we're cutting the let's say the artery. So we're cutting the walls. Yeah. So it's like the liver sends like the cholesterol to fix it. Cholesterol is not a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I know cholesterol. Yeah.
That's another talk.
Oh, oh my God! The United
okay, that's we covered the salt.
the
right?
general heart surgeon in the United States government, the general heart surgeon, that they say, oh, this is healthy, this isn't healthy. They're full of shit.
Yeah,
because
they say
cholesterol.
salt is bad. That's it. Don't eat salt. But the salt, it is everything. The minerals. What is it? Salt is a concentrated
Yeah.
piece of minerals. Yeah, and it is like without minerals, no life. So like a whole universe being created from minerals. The second element is water.
Yep.
So minerals is everything. Minerals creates atoms and whatever. So it's like without minerals, like why we need a plant to grow? We need mineral.
Yeah. No. 100%.
Yeah.
We listen to the general heart surgeon or whatever bullshit they press out, and they're the ones who fed us the old food pyramid of have your bread, have your cereal, which was invented by Kellogg's for breakfast. You know what I mean? Like Kellogg's invented cereal in the 1920s. Breakfast essentially was.
We can connect now a couple of things, like let's say calories. We can connect calories.
But sorry, let's go back to the kitchens now because I worked in
Just
fast
dig it in.
food, and I worked for. I'll say this out loud. I worked for a fast food company. I worked for Taco Bell. This was years ago, and this was in 2010 or 12. And this was when when Burger King was found out for serving donkey meat, when they were found out for serving, horse
Why
meat.
not?
It was horse meat.
Horse
Meat and donkey meat.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
And then Taco Bell was served out with, they were serving, it was 80% fillers in their meat. 80%
80%.
fillers. And that's when fillers became a buzz for about a month. And then you just saw everything die. And everything was just hushed up by big conglomerates, because who owns Taco Bell, Burger King, and KFC or Yum? They're one of the biggest companies in the world. Who owns Yum?
Who rules
PepsiCo. PepsiCo
The
owns
rules
Yum.
also help. It dictates, what people should eat.
Yeah, and that's the thing
Where
that really
the calories
got me.
comes, where the money comes, where is you have to sell like cheapest product for a best price.
Yeah, and it's difficult because they were operating at a 45% or a 35% food margin. And now I know for a fact that these diet companies right now, or these meal prep companies, are operating at about a 50 to a 60% margin, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Like, that's a pretty high margin. So they're making a 60% profit, basically.
Normally, like the standard is like is a 30% to spend on your expenses.
So 30%. So that's a 70%.
Even lower, trying to go company.
We tried to get it down to 25%.
Yeah, exactly.
Burger King was at 20%.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's insane. When you're paying a KD, all they paid was 20 fills or 200 fills, and they're making 80% profit off of it, and they're serving you, shit. They're serving you the worst food you can buy, essentially from a fast food perspective. So this applies true to these diet companies, to these meal prep companies also, from your experience.
Absolutely. Because okay, so let's say you're gonna eat chicken, let's say whatever food you're gonna eat from the, let's say best, some really good restaurant, yeah. And you're gonna eat that chicken in a, like, let's say some bacala on the street, like a small little restaurant, let's say like somebody runs, just a super cheap price. And you're gonna go to fancy restaurant and you're gonna pay a high price, but supplier is the same.
Yeah.
So that's the best part.
It's usually Rustelli or Sadi chicken or whatever.
Like many companies, but it's all frozen. It's all chicken soaked in a salt liquid, antibiotic.
Have you ever seen the chicken shrink? I love doing that. When I turn my frying pan on, I'll let it get really hot. Then you throw the chicken on there and it shrinks.
What?
And all this white shit comes out of the chicken. Meg told me about this.
Yeah.
Meg was telling me. Meg wanted to call you out, by the way, for, I think she said once you had someone taking a picture of you at the gym or something, or it was something.
She's cool, yeah.
Yeah, she had some fun memories. She wanted to be on the show, but now she's in the States, so different timing and everything. But yeah, she was the one who told me that don't eat your chicken if you see white stuff coming out of it when you're cooking it. So, I mean, it's just, now, what should we look for in these meal prep companies? How can we find a good meal prep companies if you're saying 99% of them are bullshit?
I would say, just like what I experienced, like, let's say I've been 3 years, and the last company I had experience, I left, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that anymore. So, like...
Did you have a guilt feeling too? Because I had a guilt feeling working for Taco Bell. When I worked for a fast food company, I felt guilty.
Kind of, but like I always was a guy, people telling the truth. Even like when people were subscribing with our company, I say, "That it's frozen. It's frozen chicken. It's antibiotic chicken. It is what it is, I said, "You want organic chicken? Yeah, your membership would be way more expensive." It was like I said, "It is what it is, I do the macros for you. I'm nutrition. I just do the nutrition part because I'm not really involved anymore into the quality, and I was all about to give." My idea, like when I started, was all idea to give for the people some little bit true quality, something better quality, a little bit better quality, more, true, tell like for people what is what, But, sometimes you realize like the way people are educated, and again, I'm repeating, it's not my fault, so it's like people don't need anything more, like majority of the people don't need anything more than lifestyle package for 120 KD and shawarma.
Shawarma is probably
the
best
it's cheap,
thing.
It's good price, and like understand, the way people are educated, but like personally, so The company, I don't know, it's just very, very difficult. There's one company that, like, we don't mention the names, but like we do keto and we do, so I truly respect them because I can see, we're trying our best. And they actually, by the way, they kind of fool, and we are successful. We're doing very well. Because, like, from all the companies operates one way. Like, the owners start, cut the expenses. We're cutting the expenses, saving, cheapest rice, cheapest chicken, cheapest beef. It's like you should see the beef is like black, so black burger.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, it's like let's say Pakistani beef, or it's like we're getting really nasty chicken, like let's say South African chicken is really nice. That's what we cooked at the beginning. So later, we decided to cut it down, and so like we brought it, let's say Pakistani chicken. Yeah, it's black. It's like an old dead cow.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, it's like you don't even want to. You wouldn't touch that. So like I could say, you have to really be careful, like ordering. But better you get a maid in the house.
Yeah.
Educate her what you want to cook and get your supplies. I like Lulu. Meat is good. Meat is good. By the way, we have organic beef. Which one?
Wait, Lulu has organic beef?
Yeah.
No way, man.
And it's a 6 to 7 kd per kilo for sirloin.
Oh, that's amazing.
Sirloin, I prefer than tenderloin more because it's a little bit more fatter. Is way more tastier.
Which Lulu do you go to?
With that one, how it's called?
The one in Pasur and Grain? Or no, Salmiya? Salmiya Lulu, they have organic beef? Oh, that's amazing, dude. Because honestly...
Salam Mall, right?
Yeah. Oh, the new one. The new one.
Yeah, we're very good. Yeah, we're very good when it comes to meat counter and when it comes to the fish counter. We clean, good hygiene, we good quality, and good price, for that quality. So it's like if we have organic beef, which one is questionable?
Where is it from? Organic from where?
New Zealand or Australia.
Oh, no shit.
So like when you think about that, that's another big question, It's like about the meat, like, meat is bad, stuff like that. No, it depends where it comes from and how it's being produced. So like how animal being grown. So like think about, like, everybody's mad about, it's local. Oh, it's so cool. It's local. Yeah, it sounds very good.
Have you ever tried the Kuwaiti beef? I have, and it was the worst piece of meat I've tasted in my life.
That's why I want to go through how it works,
Yeah.
So it's like people, local, local sounds good. Yeah, we educated this way. Local, I buy because it's local, right? It's cool, it's been produced in the country. And I say for people, have you seen any grass here? So like...
They're like, no.
Yeah, so it means that meat quality, is going to be like the animal never had real food, real thing what we supposed to be, So like grass, yeah. And when you look at New Zealand or Australia, like everything is green. Yeah. Okay, Australia is like, it is a desert a lot, but we still have, a lot of green. But New Zealand is completely green, Ireland is green. So like you look for countries, where there's like a lot of grass, like let's say Georgia. So you let the cows out, bring the cows in, and in the evening. And it's free food. And that's exactly sunlight, the cows are walking, the cows are moving.
It tastes different. It tastes completely different.
Straight away. Because like the animal like lived in the natural conditions but okay, that's a flavor thing, yeah. But that's another big thing what is like people don't understand and they think meat is bad. It's a omega-3 and omega-6 ratio. So like when animal being fed on soy and corn and grains, artificially, right? And so like the omega-6 is like, let's say, ratio is omega-3 is 1 and should be 1 to 1 or 1 to 5 maximum, yeah? Omega-3, 1, omega-6 maximum up to 5 ratio, yeah? So like now, when you're getting artificially fed, grain and corn, as like omega is 1, omega-6 is 20.
Yeah.
And that's where meat becomes inflammatory. So it's like it gets a whole body inflammation. That's cholesterol comes again. Every time it's something happens and inflammation comes, the cholesterol goes and does his function. So like when you're constantly consuming something, cholesterol raises. Boom. So yeah, that's the story. So like with beef, it's like always look for those countries where it's greener. It's like, New Zealand, that's okay. Even if it's not organic, it's still gonna be, because there's no point to buy fed, feed.
Yeah.
So like it is free.
It tastes different. When I asked my butcher, he said, because he recommended eating the Kuwaiti beef. He was like, try it, the local beef. It's
Yeah, because
good.
he's selling.
He's selling it, yeah. So I tried it. I cooked it. I go back like a week later. I'm like, I said to him, I said, this is the worst piece of meat. It was the worst thing I ever tasted. What are they feeding their cows? He was like, they're probably feeding them bags.
Like he doesn't even know.
He doesn't even know. And I
Doesn't give a
said, should I
shit, you
buy
know?
this again? He was like, honestly, we've gotten really bad feedback from it. So I would say don't buy it again. We're forced to buy it. And, you can't say anything. And it's the only beef in Kuwait that had bones, except for a company that I buy from. And I buy the bone-in ribeyes because the taste of the
Beautiful.
bone, man, it gives you a different
When
feel.
you cook with the bone, and it's like all the bone is the richest part.
Yeah.
Like all the minerals,
The juices, man.
juice,
Oh,
the
man.
marrow, the all the richest part, is in the bone. So it's like it all this gets sucked into the meat, and together. So it's like
I hate doing this, but it's like a free ad for What You Mean, the
which man,
What You Mean, the barbecue company.
Everything will, yeah.
What I love about their ribs is it's USA beef and it's bone in, and you can use the bones for broth afterwards. And that's what I did afterwards. I made a stew. I took those bones, threw them in there with my vegetables and everything, and it was great. And people neglect to know that, the bones are the best part because you get those good oils from it and you get everything. So when you go to the meal prep companies, they don't have this.
No, because you see why we don't have this? Because most 90% people don't want to see. They don't even know where chicken came from. They don't even know. They say, oh, that's disgusting. Like, so I no bones, no skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
And bones, yeah. So it's like if it's specifically bones is strictly no. So like because nobody gonna buy. But it's like you are like maybe we are like that thinking, differently. Like we are 10% of population, right? So like athletes and like a little bit more educated on food, we are 10%.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, maybe another like 10%, like
I'd say
kind of
even
trying to get there.
Yeah, I'd say even less, man. I mean, even
Depends
look,
on the country.
but even trainers, okay, they're the biggest nutritional joke.
Oh shit.
I tell people, I say, if you're gonna take nutrition advice from a trainer, get ready to go into a severe caloric deficit, missing out on the macronutrients that you want, versus actually doing something called a reverse diet to up your metabolism and speed up your metabolism, because I think that's more important because food is so abundant. The trick isn't to always bring the macros down. You can always bring the macros down, but how far down can you bring the macros?
It's like if we talk about this, that's again different topics, so I can go through.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to get into that too much, but yeah, I mean,
no, I would like to, I would like to on this podcast, and I would like to give for the people a little bit different point of view, like the way naturally we could go, the way humanity been operating for since humanity exists.
Yeah.
So like again, calorie, that's a very interesting subject. I would love to talk about.
Oh, let's save that for another I'm bringing you back on. Like this isn't gonna be the last time you're on this podcast.
Bring
man.
the calorie on, yeah.
I know, dude. Hey man, like Caveman Kuwait. Where did Caveman Kuwait come from? Where did the Caveman nickname come from?
Okay.
Hold on. I saw a picture of you on Instagram where you were wearing
naked,
it's a pretty much naked picture. You're wearing like this little Jimmy suit.
We're born naked. Yeah,
that's true. That's 100%.
The rest is the clothes and what we wear, and the style is cultural conditioning. In Brazil, it's no problem to show your body.
Yeah.
In Middle East, it is you shouldn't show your body. Yeah,
that's true.
So you see, it's like it's no wrong people.
Yeah,
it is just a culture.
Yeah,
it's like the best way is I trying to think right now, because like later you get pissed off and it's like, these fuckers and no, it is not people's fault. It's a cultural condition.
Yeah, no, that's true.
The same education about me, about nutrition, about sport, about everything. It's like, think about like sometimes, at school, we never learned any shit about, about health, about, it was no, like okay, I finished a medical college here, right, for 5 years, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and like mainly focusing on strokes and heart attacks, right? And like specifically, rehab.
Yeah.
So it's like normally my job used to be like to fix people after like strokes and heart attacks, and like specifically paralyzed, like partly paralyzed, fully paralyzed, two legs, to one side, to both sides. It's like, but we never got any education, So it's like in 5 years of studying, I had no even single hour about nutrition.
Oh wow!
And when I ask what is a like prophylactic, how to stop it, how to like before the person gets a stroke, We told me aspirin. That's it. That was a one short answer.
Oh wow.
And was what I did on my diploma, how to say in English, in the final job, it's like when you were presenting your final work, aspirin.
Wow.
Because that's what, like, they needed from me, so I got 100%. I was like, oh, one of the best students.
That's amazing.
Happy days.
Well, the doctors are getting better. My cousin just graduated medical school, and
now it's changing.
Yeah, it's changed. They get a lot on nutrition now, and you see a lot of doctors that know a lot more about nutrition, and there's very few nutritionists that I actually respect and would go to. Because in my opinion, the real nutritionists are the ones that work in the hospital, that work with kids that are deficient in certain things and they know how to measure things out. But nowadays you see nutritionists popping up all over the world, all over the place.
Everybody's
everyone's a nutritionist now. Yeah.
Everybody's a coach, nutritionist, mover.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody movement coach.
Yeah. Oh no, I know.
And now is the number one lifestyle.
The lifestyle coach. Some of these people are so full of shit, or they're just trying to look to get
everybody
famous.
trying, to survive and sell own shit, But that becomes nasty, becomes really bad, like when people. This is a problem of our society in general. I think it's money and profit. Because, like, you need money to survive in this society.
Do you think it's to make the money, or do you think it's to get famous, so to speak? Because
both.
You see a lot of these people that they come out of nowhere as life coaches or lifestyle coaches or nutritionists.
Yeah, because like our society is ego driven.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. It is ego driven. So do you think a lot of these people, I mean, do you blame them or?
No, because again, like, it's a lack of education, a lack of, not everybody can self-educate themselves. It's hard. Actually, it's done, like, it's not easy to find at the beginning. But the information is available, is there. But it's not like what would you see, like, on a news first, or what you see on your TV or on local magazine. It's not that. On local magazine on TV is always as a setup, as a programming, Like, again, even those coaches, like, which ones, I think is not really them fault, because that's how they imagine, like, specifically, fitness, those bloggers, fashionists, like in Kuwait. Oh, gee. It's like, when you think about, like, some beautiful doll, like with Botox lips and silicone tits and stuff like that, jumping with skipping rope, and the tits are bouncing, and everybody's like,
yeah, of course they're gonna have 100,000 followers.
Yeah, she's a good coach.
Yeah, she's a great coach. Yeah,
as a man, I like it to raise my testosterone up, But
yeah,
but
if we show our asses on Instagram, we're getting arrested. Yeah,
and this is a bad message to the people.
Yes, to girls, to young women. Everybody, think it's a very bad message.
To men, like, let's say some, like, really religious man, he gets pissed off. He's like, what is that's happening, let's shut down this gym, he goes, complains, like, Baladia comes, boom. Yeah, so, because it's wrong. Fitness is not about tits, it's not about pornography, it's not about sport, it's like sport, I think, we never should confuse sport and mix it up with religion, with, like, show off, with ego, with pornography. It's like, sport is sport, it's like, it is I coming to train to get a result. It's like, it's all about, it's about training. It's not about showing your tits at the gym, It's like, that's what even in a CrossFit, those CrossFitters, sometimes it's like a little bit too much,
Yeah.
Like, come on, okay, that looks sexy to me. That looks good, I like it. But you look like a whore, So.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, It's like, come on, we're coming here to train, And it's like, that's why I like sometimes, Middle East concept a little bit. You have to behave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not the beach. So, like, this is a problem, like, I think those coaches, some of coaches, it is a good coaches and there's a lot of bad coaches,
Yeah.
So it's like, they're delivering a wrong message.
No, you're right. No,
so it's 100%. Like a preach, or like, let's say, everybody's a nutritionist, right? Everybody's a movement coach. And, when...
Everybody's a CrossFit coach.
When
everybody's
you see,
a calisthenics
they'll
coach.
Eat like a half kilo of chocolate per day, mostly junk burgers and stuff like that. Okay, burgers, like, again, it can be good, nice burger, But when you see how they eat, themselves, is a disaster, Okay, everybody is naughty sometimes, like today, for example, I finish my podcast, there's some Fridays my day when I can just chill a little bit, relax. By the way, I've been chilling in Madrid for all week. No
Nice,
water,
man.
only wine.
Hey, good for you, man. That's good for you.
Yeah, so
Since we're on trainers, a lot of people go to trainers. They see they have a nice body. When in reality, they don't know these trainers are taking steroids to get that nice body.
yeah,
There are so many trainers that I know in Kuwait and at almost every gym, every gym. If you look at their training programs compared to how their body looks, no fucking way.
yeah, okay, so let's go. Yeah, it's a good topic to go, steroids, right?
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit. Why not,
Yeah,
man?
so like, let's say Olympic Games. Yeah, so like without steroids and without chemicals and without drugs, yeah, pharmaceutical drugs, right? Let's say it this way. You would be watching Olympic Games like 1980s, and
Yeah,
you say, fuck, that's boring.
yeah,
Yeah, because people want new results, new PRs, and people want to get entertained.
yeah.
But the human, level, the human limit, it's already way far past. And by the way, the environment we're living, like our hormones and our everything is going down.
Yeah.
We decrease.
There's actually studies that have come out that said males' testosterone has gone down over the last 20 years.
Look at some male, like, tits hanging, it's like, that's a beach boobs we call, yeah.
Bitch tits.
Sorry,
bitch tits.
boobs,
Yeah, bitch tits.
Yeah, bitch boobs.
My professor in 2004, Ali Sharara, he'll probably kill me for saying this. He walks in and he goes, you know what happens when you take steroids? You get bitch tits. And that's where I learned the term. And I tried steroids. I tried stanozol when I was young. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And that was one of the changes where I was like, all right, you know what? This is something I'm not going to do anymore. And I stopped doing it. It wasn't from that, but I stopped doing it, soon after. But, I mean, the hormones you're saying are changing. Have you seen the movie Icarus, the documentary Icarus on Netflix? It's about steroids, about the cyclists.
I think I've seen about cyclists.
Yeah, it's how he took steroids, how it changed the game, what people do to take steroids, especially in the Olympics and at that pro level. I mean, it's everywhere. Every pro is pretty much taking it.
Specifically CrossFit. This time's coming.
Yeah, I mean,
let's go through all the steroids and everything. Was why and how and should we not? So it's like everything is like very questionable, like it depends on your needs and which level you are. Are you going for Olympics? Are you gonna be competing in like some whatever? Or this is your life depends on? Or you are just regular person enjoying the gym benefits? So like it has to be very questionable. So probably the origin of the steroids would be like bodybuilding, right? So, but bodybuilding does not exist without steroids.
100%.
It's a bodybuilding.
I went to Oxygen Gym, and I don't care who listens to this. Just go out into the parking lot around Oxygen.
I have
Platinum,
to be careful
Victory.
in the parking.
You have to be careful where
You're
you
gonna step on it.
Yeah, I walked out, and across from Platinum and Oxygen and a bunch of other gyms in that area is a fucking school where little kids play, and you're dropping your needles out there in the parking lot. That's just for a person to do that. That's disgusting.
That's the reality of Kuwait. I mean, like, okay, you're injecting, but like whatever you inject those syringes and everything, that's very dangerous thing. So you should keep it private to yourself and just to make sure you
dispose
recycle,
dispose of it the proper
well.
way. In the United States right now, before steroids wasn't a big crime. Now, if you get caught with steroids, it's like driving around with cocaine or heroin in the United States. Like it's that bad. The penalties.
Because I think everything is on prescription now goes. You go to your doctor, he prescribes whatever you want. And this way, like, pharmaceutical companies controls the thing.
But you know what? At least you're getting prescribed
civilized.
It's civilized. You're getting prescribed by a doctor.
Like Amsterdam, yeah? Prostitution, drugs, yeah.
Pretty
it's
much.
Civilized.
Look,
no crime, nothing. Everybody's happy. Nobody's lying on the street drunk or in coma, no.
Yes.
Everything is right, but when it comes to the black market and we're hiding and everything, when it's not organized, it comes a mess.
Yeah, no, and you don't even know. Some of these guys don't even know if they're getting real steroids, if they're getting they're getting shit from the back of someone's
I can tell
garage.
You, like, Kuwait is quite nice quality. Eh?
That's what I heard. I heard Kuwait's got the best quality.
Juicy,
that's what a lot of guys say.
Good quality here. Yeah.
They say a lot of the bodybuilders come here and train.
The price for quality is probably best in the world. So it was like, okay, so it's a joke. That's where it comes joke from anabolic chicken. Like when we went to interview those pro bodybuilders, and so like we said, guys, what happened? How you got so big? And they laugh like anabolic chicken.
It's like back in the day for me, it was like, oh, how'd you get so big so fast? Oh man, creatine. I took creatine.
Yeah.
I was like, creatine won't fucking blow you up like that. That doesn't
I
happen.
say butter and oats.
Yeah.
I love butter. Yeah.
But right now, I mean, let's talk about, because you get a lot of people that come into the gym scene. They look at it, they see the nice bodies, they go to the trainer who has a really nice body or who's really big, and they're like, all right, how do I get my body like yours? And he goes, oh, well, you have to diet and exercise. Okay.
It does that.
They bring their calories down to 1,000 and whatever.
They get exhausted.
They get exhausted. They get all that shitty stuff that happens. And then you have the other trainer that says, look, man, I'll give you this. Okay. It's Stanozol, Winstrol are probably the two best steroid supplements that I know that will probably shred you.
Grow is like...
growth.
Human growth hormone is like aftershaving Kuwait, man. Oh, it's a nice morning.
Oh, wow, man. Wow. I didn't know it was that bad. But
no, it's that bad. Yeah.
It really?
But it's cool,
yeah. Because, I mean, like...
Everybody's happy,
But that's the thing. I mean, but they don't know about that.
They don't know what's going to happen later.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, again, like the side effects, right? And then, like, steroids also, like, should we or should we not? So, let's take a CrossFit, it's like a normal average CrossFitter. I'm not talking about like general population, but a little bit higher, like athletes. So like mostly like maybe they do 2 workouts per day, 1 cardio, 1 like kind of weights or conditioning, high intensity, 6 times per week.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a lot of load, So like naturally you have to be in like a perfect conditions. So it's like you have to like probably have a nap in the daytime, you have to sleep perfect hours. You have to, your nutrition has to be perfect. Your sleeping, your meditation, your rest. Basically, you don't work.
See, no, but I'll disagree with you a little bit. When I was closing up to...
You can do that.
You can. When I was closing up to Battle of the East.
But not for everyone, like, has that will.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. It was, for me, it was more determination and just being very dedicated to what I was doing at the time. And I was waking up at 4:30. I was doing my assault bike in the morning for half an hour. I'd go to work. After work, I'd go to the gym. I'd get my weights in, my everything. But it did take a toll on my body. After 4 weeks, I broke down. Like my body.
That's why, like, it's a question how to do that without breaking down.
And maintain. And me and my coach, we've been doing this for a year and a half. We're still trying to find where can I maintain that peak performance and what's too much and what's too little for me. And it's a tough place to find.
I always only can say that, fatigue, like, okay, competition level is a one thing. Yeah, professional level, if you're competing, it's nothing about health. Like, let's say, professional sport. But you have to find the balance, and the fatigue is not the answer.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like, I'm so broken. Yeah, it happened with me a million times, but after all this experience I experienced, you can't walk on Thursday. You can't walk, on Thursday. You literally grow into the bed.
Yeah.
But that's not the answer, I understood that, it's like specifically if you doing that only for health purposes, for having fun, for a living active lifestyle, slow down a little bit, do more, like, move. Don't load that much. Like, let's say Olympic weightlifting, so let's say average workout. It's like I used to train, like, let's say 4 or 5 times per week, 40 tons per day.
Yeah.
So load, right? So, but that's you're tired. So like, again, naturally you can do that, but you have to be quite good organized, and you have to find the load, which one you're able to take. But you shouldn't jump. Like, training and nutrition is like landing a plane. It's slowly, slowly. So it's like the same loading is slowly loading you. But if you are, so let's say, nutrition, if you eat carbs, a carb-based diet, and like tomorrow I start keto, boom.
Yeah, you
Your
plummet.
body says what?
Yep. Yeah. No, you're right.
And the same training. Let's say you never trained in your life. Like that's what happens in Kuwait on Ramadan. And the dead man comes to gym.
Yeah, I know, right?
And he hits a marathon. So next day he's in bits.
He can't.
Yeah, so
Some they can't
gradually,
sustain. Yeah.
you see, like, let's say 100 burpees is a lot or is not. Some people would say it's impossible. Some people would say it's a lot. Some people would say it's nothing. It's a warm up. Like, let's say, like, when I'm in a good shape, why my warm up is like 1 minute skip, 10 burpees, 10 rounds, 100 burpees, 10 minutes skip. I'm warm,
Yeah.
ready to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for some people, they would die. That's it. That's finished. Finished workout.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to find a load, to do it naturally. And steroids, probably has its place in the general population when you get older. Let's say, like, for men, like after 35, your testosterone decreasing yearly. It's like your muscle mass decreasing yearly, but
Yeah.
you can, of course, still naturally do a lot of things. And look, if you never took steroids, never, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if you took, and sometimes, it becomes this way that's it. You have to be on a test for the rest of your life. And so when you go for some few cycles, and you realize, shit, I can feel like that. I can be like that, and I can train like that, and my results can be that. And you don't want to go back. That's very dangerous. So, like, I would say, if you never touch, don't touch it. Don't touch it. But, like, again, like, it's a hormones therapy. Let's say, like, men getting older, and then depends, every man, it's different, gonna affect different person, gonna be affected by age. Some people's hormones gonna decline really bad, and some people gonna be fine. My Olympic weightlifting coach, yeah, they say, like, the father of Olympic lifting in Kuwait, yeah,
George.
yeah, George. He's
everyone talks about him.
He's
Yeah.
60-ish, yeah, 62 or 60 something. Yeah, he's still looking, young woman.
He looks like a young guy.
He loves woman.
But at the end of the day, it's everyone is different. Everybody's
that's
different.
what I'm saying.
And if you take care of yourself,
Yeah.
you move enough,
Exactly.
you eat the right food, you don't have to take
Yeah,
these
people don't
supplements.
want to do the basic. People don't want to do the work, and that's the easy way. Like the same like with the weight loss. Let's cut the stomach, chop. That's it. Yeah, stomach sleeve, right? And later you fucked up for the rest of your life.
Yep.
So you cannot digest.
I know a guy. He got the stomach sleeve, and 2 years later, he's back up to the same weight.
Yeah, you back up, but you also have a really bad stomach. You cannot digest many things.
Yeah.
So let's say, like, yeah, his testosterone is really good. Yeah, he loves women, even on his contract. Yeah, with his wife. Yeah, per week it is some amount of. He has to provide.
Hey,
so
everybody's different.
yeah, so that's one thing. So like, let's say you are really declining, right?
Yeah.
You are really declining, and that's where the pharmaceutical industry is good for. So, like, yeah, why not? If you are 40s, yeah, and you wanna still feel like good, but then you wanna keep training, hard and everything, and you're not competing with anybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not? Like, maybe one, like, depends how much you need. You have to do the test, and you see how much you need to level it up, and just in a nice level. It's not gonna come. It's not about size, it's not about gaining a massive muscle. It's about maintaining that testosterone level you need. And that's actually, look at the Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He's on the grow for all his life.
Yeah, no,
And he never hide it. He said, yeah, I take the growth hormone for all my life. But yeah, so it's, again, like, it is their own, when people, just coming and winning a competition, and it's like, it's full of, like, stuff, and he flies. And you it's like, you cannot even compete at that, no chance.
Yeah, if you're clean for a lot of this stuff, you're not even coming in the top 10
Yeah, you
anymore.
can't forget it. And that's what it is now, sport. Even CrossFit now.
Who's got the best steroids? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it is also a smart way. You have to be smart doing that, So, like, you have to, or get someone to do that for you. Better, much better or you do it yourself if you're smart enough, or some people just do whatever.
You're only as good as your doctor. In pro sports, that's like Alex Rodriguez, famous baseball player, biogenesis. He had, what's his name? Dr. Tony something. He wasn't even a doctor. He got his degree. He bought it online, but he just knew how to prescribe the right steroids for these guys to keep them in tip-top shape well into their 30s. And these guys denied it, but then all the paperwork, everything came out about all these pro athletes that were going to Biogenesis. Biogenesis was an anti-aging clinic, and there's
Yeah,
there's a great documentary about it too. I highly recommend watching it. And they go through, and it was just lists of pro athletes that went to Biogenesis, and you see this, and it's like every pro athlete, majority of them, I'd say 90 to 95% of them, are taking some anabolic enhancer of some kind. And here in Kuwait, majority of these guys that are taking it aren't pro athletes. What are they taking it for? Why not just put in the hard work? I'm 36 years old. Right now, the only supplement I take is creatine.
People don't want to do, much hard work. So, it's like we are kind of lazy society.
That's so true.
It's no more those superheroes like 300 Spartans or Hercules or something. No.
No, man, Hercules sitting right here in the fucking room. Yeah. You got Hercules and Caveman over
oxygen.
here.
Check that out. Yeah.
I know, right, dude? I know. When I walk into oxygen, I feel like the smallest guy in the room.
So I think we should go back. Why I call myself Caveman, right?
Yeah, definitely, dude. Yeah.
So first of all, I'm a Asian man, so I have all my body parts original.
Okay.
No Botox. I still eat real food, and my all thinking perspective and everything is kind of just Asian man. It's like I had to come back to the nature, to the roots, to kind of trying, into this modern society to live still your body needs to operate in a proper manner. You need some basic things, what is evolutionary,
So speaking of basic things, is this every day you go to the beach and take your dogs to the beach with you? Every day you go to the beach, you take your dogs with you.
They would kill you. You wouldn't be able to stay in a house, And it's like you wake up, let's say I wake up 5:45, 6 o'clock, and and all the dogs. It's like, what time is now? Yeah. What time? Yeah. What time is now? Yeah. Beach time. Let's go.
All right.
So you have that's why I kind of build that way, because I'm wanted or not, I'm lazy or I want to sleep, so I have to go. So whatever temperature it is all year long, you're running. So okay, I'm at the beach every day, so why not to use it? Let's run. Let's do yoga. Let's do mobility. So I wake up in the morning, and you're constantly adapting to different temperatures. So it's and you run with the dogs. You move with the dogs. You play with the dogs. You get that animal contact. I grew up with we used to riding a horse as pigs.
Oh, wow.
You jump on a pig and my nanny was a dog.
Oh, that's amazing.
So my nanny was a dog. That's why I love the dogs. And I kind of, when you grew up with a dog, you know what to do, how to act with the dog, how to touch him, how to, it's you're not really afraid. You just have to come very smooth animal. It's like you were going to jump on it. It's he's going to may bite you. But the husky, it doesn't bite anyone.
Yeah.
His most friendly dogs in the problem. So that's why I just keep every morning, whatever it takes, I keep running. I get some sun, so vitamin D. You run, you breathe, you're adapting to constantly different temperature all year long. You go barefoot, so all the it is physically proven.
You get the grounding effect. Now it pisses you off when you see trash at the beach.
Oh fuck yeah! But I kind of now I calm down. Yeah. So it's okay now. It's it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. We have it in Kuwait. We have a sea, and it's still a sea.
Yeah.
It's still a sea. It's of course it's nasty, but we're trying to clean up the beach and everything. I've been talking about that a lot, but I realized maybe. I don't want to be that hungry guy which one's tough about everyone and everything. It's saying, I just can show all I think I can do against that, because I'm nothing. I'm no one, against that matter, that size,
Yeah.
So it's I just can show my good example, and maybe anybody else can follow me.
That's amazing, dude. And I mean, it's a good time to wrap up after that statement of being a good example and hoping everybody does follow you, especially when taking care of our environment, eating right and exercising and getting the movement in.
So you have to follow, some human patterns. Let's say, first thing what you should do. People asking, what should I do? Which gym should I join? I say, first you should run. No, first you should walk. If you can walk, run. If you can run, sprint. if you can sprint, gym, and goes on.
Yeah.
And later, like, you do your mobility, you do your stretches, you do your running, and later you can start lifting things, But before you do the basic, and like your immune system needs, outdoors. It needs outdoors, needs to touch the ground, need to adapt to the different temperature. It need to different factors like water, like hot, heat, sun, microflora, from all the sand and plants and whatever, and sea, and everything. So this is good. Like you cannot live in a greenhouses, like completely
Sterile. Yeah.
sterile, and be healthy. Your immune system needs to train like a muscle. So like, and this way I noticed, like even my dogs when I got them from the shelter, because in Kuwait you don't have to buy a dog. Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, I know, right?
The best quality, best kind of dogs is free. So you pay for the shelter to support the shelter 90 kg, and you get a dog with the documents, with vaccination. That's the best kind of pure. And it's like that's why. But we took 5. We cannot take it more.
Wow, you have 5 dogs.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah, we are like, but so oh my god, the house is always like cute, warm and
That's
like,
amazing.
funny. So yeah, but what I've been talking about, immune system. That's why like most people, they constantly taking antibiotics. Then immune system is dead completely. So it's like I noticed one thing, when I start running every day. This is my 2nd year. I run every day, or whatever temperature it is with my husky. So even on the dogs, I noticed like the dogs having like asthma, like
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people having asthma because like it's completed. Pollution is massive. So pollution is massive, and everything is like irritates your lungs and your immune system. So the immune system start blocking. It's like more please, and that's why you get asthma and stuff like that, and allergies.
Yeah.
It's like where it comes allergies. Like we're not designed, we're not programmed to get allergies, cancer, and stuff like that. Asthma. These all side effects of like artificial environment we're living in. So like I'm trying to compensate as much as I can and show for other people example. But let's say like this is my 2nd year. I posting every morning, mainly every morning I posting I'm running, and like everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few people came, but very few.
It's always very few.
Yeah.
They're always like, yeah, I'll come, I'll be there, and no one ever
I'm
shows up.
enjoying
Yeah, I
my
know.
piece, so.
Hey, man, that's the most important thing. As long as you're enjoying it, that's.
I just trying to show what people a good example and how it's could be like the way like humanity lived for many years. So that's why I'm Caveman. When it comes to calories, also it's like we just have to go back to the calories if we talk about Caveman. So I just would like to give you a different perspective, from calorie method.
Yeah.
So yeah, so immune system, so like that's I'm never sick. For 2 years, I never get sick, I never only from AC. If AC gets me, so it's like now I know like wherever I go, I have a jumper with me. Even here I borrowed a jumper. You never know.
Yeah.
So like because I'm okay with the cold, -25. I grew up in that temperature, but like AC hits me like really bad. So yeah, so now like we can cover up the calories maybe.
Yeah. No, let's save that for a show on its own, man. I think we should save that, wrap it up right there, and hopefully bring you back on again.
Yeah.
And we'll follow it up. We're gonna do another show on calories, and we'll do another show on trainers in Kuwait.
We can go ahead. Like this is just a like nice introduction, It's
Yeah,
like,
no, definitely, man.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone is going to be happy to hear the story. So thank you, dude.
Most welcome. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me.
Thanks for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. You can also find us on Instagram at The Project Kuwait. Thank you, and join us next time.